Sneak Peek is here at South by Southwest 2017 at the red carpet for May It Last, a documentary about the Avett Brothers. So I guess the first question there is to ask is, why did you guys want the creation of your latest album to be made into a documentary?
Okay, well, we were approached by Judd and his folks about the possibility of a portrait of us through film, and it was simultaneous with the time to make a record. It seemed like a good thing to anchor that portrait on. So it wasn't as much as we were dying to be filmed, but the opportunity was there. Judd wanted to do it for the right reasons, a labor of love. It wasn't like there was no other motivation except he loves music, he appreciates us. I think he loves us, maybe. We love him. But so it just seemed good in all the ways. It seemed right in all the ways that it should.
How do you decide when a subject or when a person is something that you want to make a documentary over?
Well, wow, that's a really good question. How do you decide? Well, in this case, it was because Judd thought it was a good idea. And being a huge fan of his and really enjoying working with him and respecting him so much, he was a fan of theirs. And it was his idea to make the film. And so when he called me to make the film with him, I immediately jumped at the opportunity. And then once I started to listen to the band and got to know them as people, I immediately became a fan, and being around them, you kind of realize that there's something really unique and special about these individuals and this band. And so we kind of knew that there was something real happening, and so we tried to capture that.
For your career, you've mostly directed comedy, but you've made a few forays into documentary now. Are there any principles between directing comedy and directing documentary that overlap?
Well, it's all storytelling, and so it all does kind of connect because you're just trying to get people interested and start some sort of thread you want people to be interested in following. But in a way, this movie's a little bit more like a poem about these guys' lives. So I tried to be aware of that. Like there's some just poetry to how they write music and how they live their lives, too.
That's how Werner Herzog always describes documentaries, that he's making just 2-hour-long poems.
Yeah, and I understand that because, it's not like some massive thing happened. It's just like their lives and the ups and the downs and the different things that happen to them. But through it all, they're writing music and recording music, and it's interesting to see how those things interweave.
Making a film, how did having cameras and crew around affect your creative process?
Yeah, well, in 2017, there's cameras everywhere, all the time. We've gotten very used to it. So I think what had happened, instead of a reaction to cameras being around, I think we've sort of grown so accustomed as a society, but as a group of guys, for us in entertainment, we've really gotten used to cameras around. So we were really able to forget about their presence, most all the time.